Okay, in this video, let's take a look at the golf swing of Sophia Popov. Driver swing here first, and then some iron shots. And really cool golf swing. The geometry is really good coming into impact. So let's take a look here. Just a reminder, if it is your first time to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button as well. So let's take a look. So a great setup at address here. She does have a little weaker grip, we'll see from one other angle. But as the club goes up here, great lines going up. Gets the club working up on the plane beautifully, hinging it up. And at the top, she stays pretty tall and in posture with the driver. She's not dropping a lot. The iron, she does drop down quite a bit during the backswing. And at the top, club face in a pretty square position, slightly open, more open with the irons, but slightly open. And then as she comes down, really puts that modern swing move on it where the body is really driving this movement. She does have a little more forward movement with her head. Very interesting, sort of a unique movement coming down. She's got the lower body working, but not as hard as some players. She is turning open, but she's really not getting down in the legs as hard as some players do. She's certainly using the legs, but the arms are not working. So it looks to me much more like a sort of legs and upper body combo move, rotating in. And as she comes down, she does what Ben Hogan used to do, by rolling that left forearm downward. Because it is slightly open at the top, she has to get that club face closing fast enough, which she does. She's turning this forearm down this direction as she's coming downward, and that bows the left wrist down there. So she's already got it. Now the face is dead on, and this right forearm position on the hip, pointing out here toward the ball, coming right in, and there we go. So the right forearm and the shaft right down on the same plane, and sequentially she does get it going well. Even though she moves a little ahead on some of them, she gets those hips open and they slow down and stop. She hammers it with the club dead on plane with a square face, hips now at full stop, so she can really release it and work it on through. You can recognize her swing from anywhere. Unique move, but great geometry. So sort of expanded this video up. It's got a little blurry, but you can see the lines beautifully here. So great setup position, posturally, perfectly balanced heel toe, dead square at address. And as this club comes down, you'll see in a minute, it is square, dead on plane. So she works that club up the plane beautifully there on the way back. And now, like we said, with the irons, you can see a bit more of this dropping action, like we see from a lot of modern players, where they get lower, that increases the shoulder plane or tilt. And there, the left arm just stretched right back across the shoulder plane there. If you're a player trying to learn to swing around your body, that's a classical position. Right elbow on the shaft plane, left arm across the shoulders. And now even lower. That is a pretty low move right there. And now starting to really rotate that body. Right forearm on the plane. And club dead on coming in. So classical positions. Does look unique, looks different than other players, but she does get it right on there. And that sort of trademark finish where it looks like she sort of is a little bit out of position or out of balance somehow. I think mainly because the upper body's driving a little harder than the lower body, just to create the force. Different angle here with the iron. You can see great setup position, but like it's because the grip is weaker, hands turn more to the left on the club at address. She will have to deal with that somehow coming down. As she goes up, she doesn't rotate it too far open at this point, but then at the top, the face is quite open, much more toe down than a lot of players, and she has, like we showed in the other clip here, increased that spine angle. But now, like I said, she starts down. She is all body here, rotation, and like I said in some other videos, if you see how much the left arm is just directly across the body there, it is not pulling off at all. It's just completely there. And as she's rotating, it's almost like she's rotating the body into the arm. And now you have this bowed wrist position again, like we saw with the driver. Perfect angle coming in. Just doesn't get any better for the angles. And then through. Okay, and from the face-on view, we can take a look at that grip. It's a much weaker position with the hands both turned this direction, which technically opens the club face. And then as she goes back, she sort of shuts it on the way back with this wedge anyway. steep shoulder plane, and this unique move on the way down where she does move down and forward to some degree, with the head really moving forward and the body moving. And if you only watch this golf swing from face on, it doesn't look like it's going to be an effective golf swing because of the movement. But when you see it from the other angle and see just how perfect the plane lines are, that when she's coming down right in here, the club is exactly on plane with a square face, it does make sense. She can really get it going, making all those birdies she makes when she's got her timing and her rhythm going. But with that forward movement, excessive movement, of course, for any player this way, will steepen the impact. The club starts to come down a little bit too steeply, and you can get into the ground a little too deeply with the irons. And of course, it compromises the driver as much as anything. Fortunately for her, we saw on the driver, she does not drop as much and stays more level. Okay, well, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and if it is your first time to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button, and if you like the video, hit the like button as well, and we'll see you in the next video.